Howdy. I have no idea. I'll figure it out soon enough.
That was 86. Oh, okay, well. In fact, 80. In fact, 80 is from the table. That's what people are asking.
I just got back to Germany, I visited all my bases, no longer exists in my unit's gone. So, this is
Isn't that surreal? I mean, that's like just yeah, it's
This right here is the things that are in this bookshelf belong to Robert Howard. These were part of his original collection. Now the reason that they have a library stamp on them is because they were donated by his father, Dr. Howard, to Howard Payne University and to put in their library. Well, they put them in circulation. And at some point they realized they were missing a whole
I imagine so.
just scared them to death. But anyway, they were wise enough to ask Project Pride, who owns the house now, would you be interested in putting them in the museum, in the home? And of course we said yes.
Yeah.
So this is what is left that we know of, you know. Here's that story right here. In 2012, they donated them to the Howard Museum, so that really helps. And then this over here are the titles of what's in this bookcase, and you can tell how diversified it is anyway. So you can imagine all the different things that he wrote. You know the old adage that says,
Yeats. Yeah, I read that.
the better readers make the better writers.
Yes.
And it's so true in Howard's case. He grew up with a lot of books in the home. His mother loved poetry. She made sure that he read so many things. This thing right here are the inscriptions from his books that people were able to find from this collection right here. And some of them are rather faded. He either wrote his own name in there, or else they're inscriptions from other people that were gifts to him.
Wow.
Like to REH.
Right.
And so those are kind of interesting to go through. Fascinating stuff.
My mom instilled reading into me at a very early age, but there wasn't much else growing up backwoods East Texas.
I understand.
It had the Harvard Classics, and I went through the whole thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. What a great background. Yeah. Anyway, these are priceless, I think. Look at that.
Oh, that
Merry
is.
Christmas, Bob.
Those are
From
priceless.
Clyde. Yeah. Yeah, they really are neat. Anyway,
Yeah.
there's an Ernest Hemingway, Winter Takes Nothing, to Bob, which was a gift. 1933, December 25th, another Christmas present.
Nice.
Yeah. The four paintings that are in here are original to this house. They were in the home and belonged to the Howards. And those are the only things, as far as furnishings are concerned, in this room that actually belong to them, aside from the books, of course. But everything has been, a lot of pride has been taken to set the mood of the 20s and the 30s.
Oh, it's absolutely clear.
Yeah, good. I'm glad.
I mean,
I'm
you're
so
stepping back
glad.
in time,
Yeah.
and the love that is evident here.
Oh, there's a lot.
The little things, the butterflies on the windowsill,
Yes.
the lace, everything that you do.
Yes, they put a lot of work into it. RH,
Oh, McCall's magazine.
Oh, yes. This was not their radio, but Robert had a real interest in radio. And he and some friends of his decided that they would put the apparatus together downtown so that they could create a station so that they could hear their radio better. So they strung the proper wiring from the Higginbotham's downtown across the street to a drugstore during the time and hooked it up, and they were able to receive their political news. Lots going on, as you know, during that era, and also to hear his boxing. Because he loved listening to the boxing matches. You know, he knew all the famous fighters during that time. You know, and he just that was a passion of his. Anyway, that's why we have the radio in here, which I just love. And these books over here belong to his dad, Dr. Howard. And as you can see, the list is quite diverse as well. Some are about hypnotizing, a lot about Bible theology, just quite a few different things, systematic theology, different ones by this B.H. Carroll that are different books of the Bible. Now here's one, Hypnotism in History and Practice and Theory. Just real different, a wide range, and I wish we had some of those, that maybe his medical books or something, but I don't think that we have any of those. But, and I don't know for sure who donated these. I need to find that out, and the man who was here right before you asked that question, and I don't know the answer to that, but I'll find out. The inside front covers of all of these books, including this one, have his personal stamp in it, and he had this in all of his, and you can see his signature here that was done into the stamp, and that's the actual stamp is out in the hall as
Nice.
you go down the hall on the right. As you go down a little bit further, you can see that. But those are the main things about this room that are applicable to Robert himself. So,
That is so cool.
so
I
glad to have
love
you.
personal libraries.
Oh, good. Have you been to his mother's bedroom?
No.
Okay, you might want to visit that, and then come back over here to the dining room.
Will do.
All
Well,
right.
thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
She's good, isn't she? I told you she
Awesome.
was.
Yes.
He moved to Ranger with the Kuykendalls. He died in 24. He didn't last very long. But when he left, he dispersed the furniture. That's why they don't have the furniture. He gave everything away to family members and to friends. And there is a man that had the original, had the gun that Robert Howard killed himself with. And he's gone, and his wife is gone, and they had no kids, so I don't know who has that gun now. They do, somebody around here does. But they had, it was Tyson's. Yep. They had that. Anyway, we know that she sewed because people could hear her sewing here at this window. And this is not hers, but it is one of that era. This belonged to Miss Howard, and that picture belonged to Miss Howard. And this is a quilt. They lived in Burkett before they moved here. Burkett's about 10 miles from here. It goes south and then east, west. A little community. Now it's little. Anyway, there were some ladies that quilted this quilt and signed their names. These are the names of the ladies, but there was a teenager named Michael that came here several years ago, totally blind. And he found his aunt's name here by reading it. And also there is and then he brought his wife back several years later and found it again. And and he found, they were asking about the lock and things on that, trunk, and he could feel the make of that lock, of that, and we can't even see it. His wife couldn't see, because he brought his wife back years later, and, and the trunk was not here first, but it is now. Anyway, he could feel the make of that lock by feeling of it. That's pretty cool. Dr. Howard moved away from here in 42, shortly after everything happened, and he passed away in 24. So he did not pass. And you heard me tell him about the closet?
Yes.
The closet. They didn't have closets
Dad.
because they were taxed as a room. Back in
Well,
the-
when I lived in Germany, it was the same thing. So we had trunks.
There you go.
Yep.
Trunks and armoires.
Yeah,
And like I said, that's kind of like sidewalks today. If your sidewalk is made out of tiles or brick, they're not taxed because they're movable. But if they're concrete, they're taxed.
Yeah.
So my sidewalks are brick.
It's an incentive not to be taxed, so people do it.
They did it then, they do it now.
Yeah.
And Melissa, did you
I just came from there. Yep.
Okay, good deal. Okay,
It's
and
awesome.
then I believe you step over to the living room and they'll tell you.
Like you said, you know, they can buy anything from JCP or
Something in 19. They dedicated it yesterday. It is not his original.